Google Gemini Storybooks has absolutely taken the internet by storm, and loads of people are using this feature. You can generate a storybook with pictures, with audio, and with the text on basically any topic. It will generate up to 10 pages. It can be perfect for an educational context and particularly useful if you're a language teacher, because you can generate stories at different levels and in different languages, and you've got the visuals and the audio. Let me just give you a quick taster.
Buzzed, and Russell groaned. Another busy day at, quote, Global Solutions, Inc. was about to begin. He quickly got ready, grabbed a coffee, and headed out the door, eager to tackle his tasks. His first meeting started promptly at 9 a.m.
Now, what a lot of teachers don't realize is that actually you can build learning content around this story using AI. So for example, if you wanted to generate comprehension questions, if you wanted to extract some of the vocabulary, if you wanted to make true or false questions, etc. So in this video, what I'm going to do is show you those advanced features. I'll start by quickly taking you through how Google Storybooks works. I'll show you some of the new features that have been added, and then I'm going to jump over to the more advanced features and show you a different technique for generating Google Storybooks. Really hope you like the video. Make use of the menu if you want to jump around to particular parts, and if you like the video, please like it, please share it, please comment on it. Join me on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to click on the hype button and give me some hype points. Let's get started. Advanced features in Google Gemini Storybooks. Okay, to access Google Gemini Storybooks, go to your app. So you do need, of course, a Google account. Come down, click on Gemini. Now, there's actually two ways to do this. If you write me a storybook about, and then add afterwards whatever you want your storybook about, that will work fine. The other option is to click here and just click on storybooks. Okay, that will also allow you to write in your instructions. Now I'm going to quickly write in my instructions, and then we're going to make the storybook. I've written in exactly what I want my story to be about, and it's about a man who falls in love with Poland, and he likes the country and the mentality of the people and the countryside, and he decides to live in the country and learn the language and travel around. And that's the story, and his name is John, and I want it to be in English at intermediate level. So I'm imagining this is for language learning, but of course it could be other subject matter as well. Let's see what it produces. All I need to do now is to send that message by clicking here, and then it's going to start the process of writing the book, and we'll come back once the book is written. So the book is ready. Let's just have a quick taster. So we'll click on listen. We'll click here.
John and the Land of Quiet Resilience. John arrived in Warsaw on a cool spring morning. He had traveled all this way expecting only history, but he found something brighter. Okay, I won't play it any longer. You get the idea. You can actually click here as well. If you want to move to the next page, you can just do that and control it yourself. But the best way to play it is to play it by just clicking here and automatically listening to the story. Really powerful. Now notice, of course, that you can print the story out. You're not going to have the audio, but you can print the story, but you can also share the story. So if I click on this link here, and it will generate a link for me. If the person that you share this with has a Gmail account, they will be able to access the story. Now, if I just quickly copy that link and show you, so I've just pasted in the link, and notice that you do need to log in to Google. So keep this in mind. If you share this with your students with a link, they will need to be logged into their Google account. Here I've logged in with my Google account, and this is exactly what the students are going to see. Got a couple more features. If you click over here, notice that you've got two kind of pitches of voice. I imagine in the future there'll be more voices. You can start from the beginning, and of course you can also play it full screen.
If you click here, you're going to come out of the main story. So exit the kind of full screen and come back. And again, we've got the story here on the left hand side. And of course, we've actually got the story here. So sorry, we've got the settings here on the left hand side and the story here. So that's the basics of working with the storybook. I've made many storybooks. Absolutely fantastic if you want to include people. For example, I've done some about my daughter, so I've related it to her life and I've used her name. Absolutely fantastic. How would we take this to another level? Okay, really hope you liked the video, and if you do so far, please click on the like button because it massively helps me to boost my YouTube channel. And don't forget to share this video with other teachers. What I'm going to do now is show you a slightly different way of working that will allow you to build learning content around the book, so we can have comprehension questions and true or false questions and extract vocabulary and collocations, etc. Let's have a look. There are basically two advanced features that you need to understand. It's not that difficult. Just watch and follow me. I'm going to go back and click on New Chat. And this time, I'm not going to ask for a story. I'm not going to ask for a storybook. I'm just going to ask Google Gemini. So I'm not using the storybook mode. I'm just asking the normal New Chat. I'm just going to generate a story. I can paste that story into the storybook and it will turn it into a story with the audio and with the text and with the pictures. But also, when we generate this story, we can generate lots of comprehension questions and activities around that story. So we first produce the story and all the activities, and then the only thing we have to do afterwards is just change the story into a storybook. Let me show you that process. I promise you it is not difficult. So the first thing we're going to do is just get Google Gemini to write me a story. This is really easy. I've just simply asked Google Gemini to write me a story at A-level in English about a man who visits a Greek island, decides to live there, talk about his new life, new friends, changes, the language that he had to learn, etc. Now it's just going to write me that story. It's going to write me that story at A2 English level, so like a pre-intermediate level of English. So hopefully the story won't be too difficult, and I can see that it isn't. Now, this is a really clever thing. Don't worry, we can copy that story. So we could just grab that story and paste it into Google Storybooks and turn it into a storybook. But I want to show you one thing first. Watch this. Now, this is what we call a canvas. So I'm going to say, in the same file, can you add 8 comprehension questions? Okay. Now notice I asked for it to be in the same file because it's going to add these into here. This is like a canvas and it can kind of build on it. Watch this. So I'm going to click here and it's not going to produce a separate file. It's actually going to add the questions underneath in this text, and there it comes there. And we could carry on with that. I'm going to do one more for you and say, in the same file, can you add 8 true or false questions? Now, one thing is, you might also want to ask it. Now, notice I'm always saying in the same file. So now it's actually producing for me in this canvas. This is like a canvas. In this canvas, the true or false questions. Look at that. And now it's all added those questions all into the same place. This is really clever. And then finally, I'm going to ask, can you provide at the end that in the same file, at the end, in the same file, the answers, and then now you've basically to the comprehension questions and, comprehension questions and the true or false questions and the true or false questions. Sorry. Lovely. Okay, and it will do that again. It's going to add those at the end. Now, obviously, I won't copy those, but now you can see I've got myself a worksheet. And it's just a super quick break from the video. If you do like what you're seeing and you want more free videos, then come over to my website, teachertrainingvideos.com. I specialize in making videos to show teachers and students how to use technology in their language teaching and their language learning. And there's loads of content on the website. Also, if you're a language teacher, think about signing up to the newsletter. As well as getting updated on all the latest videos, there's a free 14-part course where I basically highlight some of the key technologies that we're using in language teaching. And many of the tools that I highlight are completely free. Also, if you were interested in having more training with me, then join me on Patreon. You get free videos every month with no advertising, and you get the chance to meet me online as well for an hour's training. We do an hour's training every month with the Patreon group where we actually work with the technology so you really learn to use them well. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the video. It's all in the same place. It's been adding, I can see it's going to add those. Look at that, brilliant. Now, one final thing we need to do is jump back here, just grab this story. In fact, what we could do straight away, let's just grab this story. So we're going to just copy that story. Okay, we don't want the comprehension questions to here, copy the story, come back. So we've got that story now. I'm going to come back and we're going to click on new storybook. And then we're going to just paste in, can you write this storybook? And then just paste in that text and it will generate the story for you. Now you've got a canvas with all of the content. You've got the reading and the questions and the answers, and you've also now got the storybook together. So we have our story here. Okay, so you've got the story, but also if you just click back by clicking up here, you've also got that whole worksheet that you generated. And of course, what you could do, probably the easiest thing to do if you're going to be working with your students, and there are a couple of options, but you could just do this. That is, you just copy, you won't want to copy the answers, of course, but you just copy the questions and the true or false questions, and you would put that, for example, into a Word file or a Google Doc, and then you could print that out and give that to your students. So that would be one option. You've actually got a few options. Okay, really hope you like that. I've actually taught you kind of two things. I've taught you all about working with storybooks, but I've also taught you how to work with Gemini Canvas, that you can keep adding to the canvas. As long as you keep asking it questions and telling it to put it in the same file, you can have vocabulary questions and gap fill activities and comprehension questions, etc., and put the whole lot all in the same file. Now, I know quite a lot about Google. I've done various courses, and if you want to learn more about using Google for language learning, generating text and images, then I've got a great video that you can watch that's on the screen now. And thank you very much. If you were interested in learning more from me and studying with me, there are basically three things that you can do. The first thing that you can do is to obviously sign up to the newsletter. You get updated with all the latest videos, but you also get that free 14-part video course where I highlight some of the most popular technologies on my YouTube channel. And most of the technologies that I highlight are free, or they certainly have a free option. Now I'll put the link so that you can sign up to the newsletter below in the description. The second thing that you can do is you can join me on Patreon. Now, if you join me on Patreon, you get access to 3 videos every month. These are exclusive to the people on Patreon. They're much more practical. There's no advertisements in the videos. I go straight into the training, and I provide more ideas for actually using in the classroom or for teaching online. So they're much more practical in that way. And these videos, what I try to do is I cover things often that I don't cover in the YouTube videos, or they are, at least the people on Patreon will see the technologies before I introduce them onto YouTube. So you're always first if you access the Patreon content, and often you will see things that I don't even show on my YouTube channel. The other thing about Patreon is that you get to meet me live. So once a month we do a live session. It's a real hands-on session and a chance to try out some of the technologies and to experience them, so that you've really got that extra confidence when you decide to try and use them in the classroom. Now, if you can't make the live sessions, you don't have to worry. I record them and make them all accessible to everybody on Patreon. One other thing, the way I set up Patreon is that you don't only get access to new videos. So if you join, you don't get only just access to the new videos. I'll put a link to my Patreon so that you can below in the description in the YouTube video. Material. But if you do visit the website, you can click on this link here on the banner, and it's going to take you to a page where there's a video that you can listen to get more information about Patreon, as well as, of course, the chance to join me on Patreon. And it'd be really lovely to have some of you joining me on my Patreon channel. The last way to work with me is to join me on my technology course. It's a course that I created in collaboration with NILE, that's the Norwich Institute for Language Education, who have got a fantastic reputation in the area of teacher training in language education. We've collaborated together on this course, and it's by far the most successful course that I've ever run. And it's all about really using technology in your teaching and learning, either in a blended hybrid type of format or fully online. Now, it's a highly practical course and right up to date. So I'm bringing in all my knowledge from all the different technologies that I'm working with into this course. You get the chance to do a webinar with me every week, and then you work through some materials online, and it's very practical. You have to do lots of different activities using technology, and then you put all of those technologies into an e-portfolio as evidence of your learning. I give you feedback on your e-portfolio. You get lots and lots of support, and it really is a course that has proved to be very popular, and people like it because it's a little bit different. The assessment's different. Everything is very interconnected, and of course, as I've said, I bring you right up to date with some of the latest AI technologies that we're using in teaching and learning. Again, I'll put a description to that, or I'll put a link to that course in the YouTube description, but also if you are on my website, you can click on this banner and it's going to bring you over to the NILE site, where there's lots more information about the price, about the dates, etc. Be lovely to have some of you on that course. It's certainly the most successful online course that I've ever run. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave now some more videos on the screen that you might find useful.